Hi, welcome to today's session. Today we are discussing about other approaches for analysis in software engineering. Other approaches of analysis in software engineering. So, in previous session we are discussing about use case diagram and SRS document. SRS and use case are the best methods, main methods for analysis and representation of requirements. So today we are discussing about other approaches for analysis. So remaining approaches for the analysis. The basic aim to prepare the software, first step is identify and understanding requirements. So when we are developing the project using SDLC life cycle, so requirement identification and requirement understand requirement specification is the first step in software development life cycle. So one of the best method is SRS document and use case. So to represent the or to specify the requirements, SRS document, software requirement specification document is one of the method. Another method is use case diagram. So SRS document is the text oriented method and use case is the graphical oriented method. So remaining methods, other approaches are DFT diagram and ER diagram. So DFT and ER diagram both are represents the analysis and the requirement specification. So first we are discussing about DFT diagram. DFT means data flow diagram. DFT means data flow diagram. DFDs are commonly used for problem analysis and basic behavior of the system. DFDs are mainly used for one is problem analysis and another one is basic behavior of the system. How to execute that system, how to perform action that system, that is clearly represented using of DFT diagram. DFT shows the flow of data through the entire system. So by using of DFT diagram to represent the flow of data through entire system. So what we are developing the project, how to data flow coming from one component and how to data is passed other component, that is clearly represented in DFT diagram. Terms and concepts. Terms and concepts means which things are used in the DFT diagram. So there are main things which are used in DFT diagram. One is data flow, second one is process, and third one is data source. So data flow, mainly the data flow is used to represent the to pass the data or to flow data from one component to another component. So that is graphically rendered with arrow. That is graphically rendered with arrow. By using arrow to represent the data flow from one component to another component. Second one is process. So process represents the behavior of the system. So how to perform operation or how to perform action of particular component, that is represented in process. So process is graphically rendered with circle or rectangle. So circle or rectangle, any one is used to represent the process. Is used to represent the process. That means behavior of the system. That means behavior of the system. And the third one is data source. Data source means it represents the repository of the data. Repository of the data means database. So collection of files. Data repository is represented using of data source. So the data source is graphically rendered with two parallel lines. So two parallel lines are used to represent the data source. Arrow is represents the data flow. Process is represented using circle or rectangle. A data source is represented using of two parallel lines. Next, DFT levels. So DFT diagram can be represented in different levels, mainly three levels: level 0, level 1 and level 2. So DFT level 0 represents the context of the system. Context of the system means which components are uh, main in particular system, that is represented in the DFT diagram. So for example, we are consider ATM system. So ATM system has mainly two components. One is user component, another one is ATM component. So in DFT level 1 represents the main components, that means context of the system. So which components are mainly to perform the action. So ATM system consisting of two main components. One is user component. So this is user component. Another one is ATM. So to run the ATM by using of these two components. In level DFT level 1, so level 1 represents the process to handle each incoming data flow and process to generate new outgoing data flow. That means each and every component how to takes the data, it takes from any other component that is incoming. So it passes the data to other component that is outgoing. So incoming and outgoing data flow of each and every component is clearly mentioned in the DFD level 1. For example, user component. So user performs some actions in the ATM system. So for example, user insert the card in the ATM system. User enter the PIN number in the ATM system. User enter amount in the ATM system. Like this, all these actions are represented, each and every action of the user and each and every action of the ATM system is represented in the level 1. So in level 2, third one is level 2. Level 2 represents the level 0 plus level 1, and this means level 2 represents the how to perform each and every action on the particular system. And so in ATM system there are two components, one is user component, another one is ATM component. So these two components are dependent to perform the action or dependent on any other component. So that is represented in the level 2. That means sub components are also included in the DFD level 2. For example, user, ATM, both are performing the action by using account details. By using account details. For example, account is the another interface. This is the sub interface in the ATM system. User user take the money from user account. So this is the one of the component. So this is the sub component of the ATM system. So mainly perform the action on these two components. So these two components are working with this component, ATM account component. So this is the interface component. This is the mediator component or interface component. So all the subcomponents and main components, how to perform each and every action of those subcomponents and main components, that is clearly represented in the DFD level 2. That is clearly represented in the DFD level 2. So in level 1 it represents the basic behavior. It represents the basic behavior. Level 1, how to perform each and every component, that is represented in the level 1. In level 2, how to main components are interacted with the sub components, each and every action, that is clearly represented in the level 2. Okay. So this is the example for DFD diagram. Level DFD